To understand and to comprehend nature means physical involvement and experimenting. Experiments should always be a part of teaching. The greatest viewpoint is always systematic instruction, whether the students can actually learn something from what they are doing. An interest is first awakened and then one wants to see how it works. I find it better to make experiments than just to read books. Afterwards one also realizes, that's what's meant.
Phywe, now one of the biggest providers of teaching material, is represented worldwide, wherever learning, teaching and research takes place, from primary school to university, in the classical school environment to the ultra-modern approach involving computer-aided experimentation. With more than 5,000 different experiments to help make teaching the natural sciences more efficient and intuitive in physics, chemistry and biology.
All our products are made to satisfy very high quality standards. It's always satisfying to see on visiting certain universities that the equipment there is still functioning after 30 years. One can say that we are the Mercedes of the teaching equipment segment. We make just about everything here, from power engineering technology to measuring equipment. Phywe is a company with 90 years of experience in its field.
Phywe ist eine Firma, die 90 Jahre Erfahrung damit hat.
It's no coincidence that Phywe was founded at the beginning of the previous century in the old and venerable university city of Göttingen. 44 Nobel Prize winners, most of them physicists and chemists, have lived, learned and researched here. In the first half of the 20th century, Göttingen was the most important location worldwide for science and technology. Natural science also means new discoveries by way of experiment. Some of the scientific experiments in those days even led to the Nobel Prize. Experiments that now form part of the Phywe program, like the Stern-Gerlach experiment, the Seemann effect, the Wilson diffusion cloud chamber, and many others. Today, Phywe is represented by partners in more than 80 different countries. The company offers optimal solutions for teaching natural science and technology. It provides laboratory equipment and organizes many projects in the fields of science and engineering with the help of experienced employees who know exactly what's needed.
Physics, chemistry and biology are the same all over the world. Even the content to be imparted is really very similar. Good systematic instruction is characterized by the fact that complicated content is explained simply. I ask myself how an experiment of this sort can best be prepared. The best thing about our profession is creativity. One needs patience, perseverance and creativity, and one also has to be able to cross-connect.
All our teaching material is developed on our own premises by experienced Phywe employees who are well able to satisfy complex secondary school and university requirements. Already at the development phase, top priority is given to the safety and reliability of the products and experiments. Scientists and engineers work here hand in hand to ensure that, in addition to preparing a high-quality standard program, customer-specific requirements are also taken into account. And when the educational projects are intended for distant countries and foreign cultures, Phywe has the experience and know-how, even here, to prepare demanding material that has been individually adapted or to vary Phywe standards.
Phywe is one of the leading producers of teaching material worldwide. Our employees are highly motivated. This also has to do with the fact that we delegated responsibility to those directly involved at a very early stage. We design and build prototypes which are tested before use, from nuclear physics to the simple plug-in box. You really do need an awful lot of know-how. It takes a lot of setbacks and successes before we are able to complete our experiment.
Development and production take place on our own premises, with modern manufacturing methods, experienced employees, and meticulous workmanship. Phywe works steadily on further improving its products and is characterized by its professionalism, respectability, responsiveness, and performance. As a member of the Lucas-Nülle group, we can offer a program that is globally unique in its scope, technical execution, and intrinsic quality, with greater functional range, attractive design, and long service life. All products should deliver what they promise. That's why Phywe has been ISO certified for years now, and Phywe was one of the very first companies to receive the World Quality Charter Certificate by the Worldwide Association of Teaching Material Producers, World DIDEC.
Our equipment tends to last a very, very long time, and our customers seem to know this, which is one reason they buy our products. They are that good because we have qualified employees who also work precisely. We have very good checks, very long checks, and frequent checks, and that's how we get our high quality. Good materials, no cheap products as starting products. It's quite interesting, otherwise I wouldn't have held it out for 30 years.
Phywe Sisteme, buenos días. Le habla Francisco Indacochea.
Phywe Clashnaí, bom dia. Em que posso lhe ajudar?
Alô, добрый день. Здравствуйте.
Phywe Sisteme, Will, good morning. May I help you?
All devices, components, and systems that leave the premises are safe, easy to operate, and just about indestructible, properties that seem to have become known throughout the world. Although the schools and universities are our company's main customers, Phywe products are also increasingly to be found in laboratories, as well as in many public institutions, and in the rapidly expanding field of the science centers. For example, the highly eye-catching Large Diffusion Cloud Chamber, which is the only product of its kind designed to make the process of natural radioactivity visible. Enjoying science with Phywe.
To the best of my knowledge, Phywe devices are primary materials in both practicals. We have over 8,000 articles in our program. The operation is fairly simple. Everything is easy to understand. Sometimes the equipment is almost too easy to use. And the Phywe price-benefit ratio is just right. We're certainly one of the leaders worldwide in terms of innovation. That means we invest a lot of effort in developing new products. Yes, I enjoy it. When pupils themselves work with the material, they have a completely different relationship to the physical processes in the background. The prompting experienced in connection with such equipment is quite unique. It must be built up quickly, it must deliver precise results. Pupils can best experience the realities in the context of experiment. They can observe and they can draw conclusions of their own from what they have seen.
Phywe has suitable products or product groups for all curricula at the secondary school level, whether for physics, chemistry or biology, for demonstration experiments, pupil experiments, or for use in practicals, with or without a computer. All system components can be used for several purposes, are easy to operate, robust enough for their intended purposes, and safe. All Phywe products for schools can be combined with each other and can be individually adapted to the curriculum of each state or institute. And Phywe can also provide support in the preparation of curricula. Take Cobra 3, for example, a multifunctional and highly powerful modular construction interface system. This is now the current worldwide standard for computer-aided experimentation, with a variety of components designed to interact optimally with each other, exactly configured to the customer's wishes, reliable, fast, and easy to use for experiments in physics, chemistry, and biology. The measurement software Measure makes data acquisition, analysis, and presentation especially easy. Or TESS, the training and experimentation system for teaching the subjects physics, chemistry, and biology. With a sensible storage system. The stackable boxes are easy to transport, take up little space, and can be fully and quickly checked on completeness. With many hardware components, an intelligent software, and detailed experimental descriptions, systematically and practically designed for fast communication of material to be learned. With TESS, even 5th grade pupils can experiment safely and successfully. With the help of the e-learning software InterTESS, the computer can also be integrated in the lessons. This demonstration shows how the teacher, with the help of a beamer, can integrate the pupils in the experiments, step by step, with the help of the InterTESS software, which they can then better understand on their own computers, with the input of all measurement results, diagrams, and drawings. The evaluation can then be checked by the teacher, even at a later point in time. Or Fucon, an interface that makes embarking on computer-assisted experimentation especially fast and easy. Here again, with the measurement software Measure, the sensors are automatically read in, an ideal introduction for pupils when TESS is combined via the USB interface. And Phywe has put demonstration teaching on its head, from the horizontal to the vertical. The demonstration system Natural Science on the Board offers both teachers and pupils maximum comfort. Grip-ready storage and magnetic adhesion of experimental devices enhances the setup and presentation. The entire experiment stand can be quickly and easily pushed into the classroom. In physics, the board can even be used on both sides. One side for optics, the other side for mechanics, thermodynamics, electricity, and atomic physics. In chemistry and biology, even the heavy equipment and glass receptacles can be securely fastened to the magnetic board with the help of a grid grip system. Apart from this, Phywe offers a wide variety of other demonstration experiments that, in terms of their setups, are geared to current as well as classical topics, to give a better understanding of the physical, chemical, and biological processes involved.
You do it yourself and you come to your own conclusions. I don't really care whether it's entertaining or not. It must be able to explain things. It helps me to understand things better. You can see exactly how the current flows through the coil. It's really quite simple. Plus, minus, once you've learned it, is not too difficult.
Göttingen University, highest level studies, for almost 300 years now. In a small but fine museum, the university displays its scientific equipment, which in past years has inspired the fields of research and theory at the university.
Learning by doing.
Learning by doing, a sure way towards lasting improvement in learning effectiveness. What's been taught in theory also holds up in practice, so that it is not only advocated in books but also actually functions. It has to be easy to follow, and it has to be verifiable on a table. It's also important for us that it's easy to reconstruct experimentally.
In the scientific institutes, students are introduced to the applied sciences with the help of spectacular practical experiments. Some of these experiments even led to the Nobel Prize, whether in physics, in chemistry, or in biology. Phywe now has several of these demanding experiments in its program for practicals and lectures at universities and colleges. For example, the Stern-Gerlach experiment or the Zeeman effect. All experiments are described in precise scientific terms, have been tested worldwide dozens of times, and are, where desirable, computer supported. Cobra 3, a multifunctional and highly efficient interface system, and the measuring software Measure help in the acquisition, analysis and presentation of the measurement data and results, reliably, quickly and simply. Highlights of any practical or lecture. They also reflect Phywe's experience and competence. In the field of university and college physics alone, Phywe has more than 280 experiments in the subjects of mechanics, optics, thermodynamics, electricity and atomic and nuclear physics in its program. This is backed up by over 90 experiments in the field of chemistry and by 50 fully detailed experiments in the field of biology. To ensure that these complicated experiments bring the desired results, the university and college staff are given intensive scientific training by Phywe employees in how to set up and carry out the experiments. Phywe experiments give first-class measuring results, are reliable in terms of their experimental organization, and are easy to set up.
The success achieved rests on the fact that we pay great attention to the wishes and requirements of our customers, doing our best to ensure maximum utilization.
Phywe Systeme GmbH & Co. KG is at home in more than 80 countries around the world, wherever teaching, learning and research takes place, in schools, universities and other scientific institutions. With decades of training experience in the field of science and technology, as well as outstanding competence in connection with counseling, products and applications. In cooperation with companies partners throughout the world, a large number of projects have been realized on all 5 continents.
For me, Phywe's products are the best as teaching material for the sciences. As in the past, made in Germany is still very welcome. The products last for a long time, very good quality. Our success lies in the fact that we always adapt to the country in question.
After jointly preparing the catalogue of requirements, the Phywe sales staff and development specialists then plan the entire project, from the laboratory facilities to the equipment required and the experimental accoutrement, from the simple pipette to the complete laboratory, including fittings. And when a new product is being developed, a functioning sample is often prepared. Then the creative staff at Phywe put their heads together, examining the customer's requirements closely and productively. Their personal curiosity, coupled with critical fantasy and logical thinking, often leads to new and astonishing solutions to the challenge of reducing complicated technical and scientific relationships to something that can be experienced sensually at the school and university levels. Quality and punctuality, a matter of course at Phywe. All Phywe products are made in Germany. And that Phywe products can still be used for successful experimentation even after 30 years is something that the company's service workers, but also the employees of many schools and higher educational establishments throughout the world can readily confirm.
I think that the Phywe experiment makes a very broad spectrum of experiments possible. Phywe understands our mentality and delivers laboratory equipment that is solid, efficient and didactically very valuable. We are naturally one of the beneficiaries of globalization. This means that we will have to continue our efforts to remain active throughout the world and to understand the thinking of the various individual countries.
At the university and college level alone, some 700 projects have been realized during the past 30 years, worldwide. From simple laboratory equipment to complete outfitting of all of the universities of a country with physics experiments, with chemical or laser laboratories, with automation technology, with information and communication technology, with motive power engineering, with sophisticated laboratory equipment for biotechnology and chemical process engineering, with flight simulators, with measurement and control technology, and in many other areas too, Phywe can satisfy all requirements for standard products or for special developments, safe and sophisticated, punctual and reliable, wherever the customer is at home.